Welcome, food enthusiasts, to an exciting culinary journey where we'll be creating mouth-watering fried chicken, an adventure that takes us to the heart of home comfort food, where we'll transform simple ingredients into a gastronomic delight. Let's start by laying out the key players in this culinary masterpiece. First up, we have our star ingredient, the chicken pieces. Fresh and plump, these are set to take center stage in our dish. Next, we have a mix of flour and spices, the perfect blend to give our chicken that irresistible crispy coat and tantalizing flavor. Eggs come in next. They'll act as the glue holding our spice-infused flour to the chicken. And finally, we can't forget the oil for frying, the magical medium that will transform our prepared chicken into golden, crispy delights. Now that we have all the ingredients in place, it's time to start the real magic. First things first, the chicken. The secret to achieving that perfect crunch lies in the preparation. Now let's talk about the chicken. You might be tempted to just grab a pack of chicken from the supermarket and start frying, but hold your horses. The key to a crunchy exterior and juicy, flavorful interior begins with how we prepare the chicken. Start with a whole chicken cut into pieces. Breasts, thighs, wings, and drumsticks, each with its own unique texture and flavor. But before we start with the batter, there's a crucial step that can't be skipped: cleaning the chicken. Rinse each piece under cold running water, making sure to wash off any residual blood or bone fragments. This not only ensures that your chicken is clean, but also gets rid of any unwanted flavors. Once you've given each piece a good rinse, it's time to dry them. This might seem like a redundant step, but it's actually quite important. You see, water is the enemy of a good crispy fry. Any excess moisture on the chicken will prevent the batter from adhering properly and can cause the oil to splatter, which is something you definitely want to avoid. So, how do you properly dry chicken? Simple. Pat each piece dry with a paper towel until there's no visible moisture. It might take a bit of time, but trust me, it's worth it. Now, some of you might be wondering about marinating the chicken. It's true, a good marinade can add an extra layer of flavor. But for fried chicken, I prefer to let the batter and the chicken's natural flavors shine. Besides, we'll be adding plenty of spices to the batter, so don't worry about the chicken being bland. With our chicken prepped and ready, we move on to the next step, creating a flavorful batter. You might think that frying chicken is all about the crunch, but let's not forget about flavor. After all, what's a crispy exterior without a tasty interior? So stick around as we dive into the world of batters and seasonings. The batter is where the chicken gets its flavor, so pay close attention. Now it's time to create the star of the show, the batter. This isn't just any ordinary batter. Oh no, this is a symphony of flavors, a dance of spices, and a celebration of textures that will envelop our chicken and transform it into a culinary masterpiece. First, we start with the base of our batter, the flour. The flour's role in our batter is crucial. It's the canvas on which we'll paint our flavors. We're going to need 2 cups of all-purpose flour. Ensure it's sifted to avoid any lumps that might disrupt our smooth batter. Next, we add our spices and seasoning, the soul of our batter. We'll need a tablespoon each of paprika, garlic powder, and onion powder. These 3 work together to give our batter a rich, savory depth. Then we'll add a teaspoon each of cayenne pepper and black pepper. These will give our batter that hint of heat and a punch of pepperiness. And of course, we can't forget salt, the enhancer of all flavors. A tablespoon should do the trick. Now comes the crucial part, mixing. It's not enough to just throw everything together. We need to mix our ingredients thoroughly to ensure that every grain of flour is coated with our spices and seasoning. Remember, our goal is to have each piece of chicken evenly coated with our flavorful batter. So don't rush this step. Take your time, mix methodically, and ensure that our flour has turned into a beautifully speckled canvas of spices. Feel free to adjust the spices to your liking. After all, cooking is an art. And you are the artist. Just remember, balance is key. We don't want any one flavor to overpower the others. Now that we have our flavorful batter, it's time to give our chicken its first dip. Dipping the chicken into the batter is an art in itself. Now that we've made our batter, it's time to dip the chicken. The process is simple, but it's important to do it right for that perfect crispy coating. We'll start with the egg wash. Take each piece of chicken and submerge it into the egg mixture, ensuring it is fully coated. The egg acts as a glue, helping the flour stick to the chicken. Next comes the seasoned flour. Make sure each piece is well dusted and don't be afraid to press the flour into the chicken. It will help create those delightful crunchy nooks and crannies we all love in fried chicken. Remember, uniform coating is the key here. Every bite should offer that tantalizing blend of succulent chicken and crisp, flavorful crust. With our chicken coated and ready, it's time to bring out the sizzle. Now comes the moment we've all been waiting for, the frying. Let's dive right in. Frying chicken is an art, a dance of heat, time, and patience. And the first step in this dance? Heating the oil, of course. You'll want to pour enough oil into your frying pan to fully submerge the chicken pieces. Now crank up the heat to medium-high and let the oil warm up. A quick tip here, to test if the oil is hot enough, drop a tiny bit of batter into it. If it sizzles immediately, you're good to go. Once the oil is hot enough, it's time to introduce the chicken to the dance floor. Carefully slide in the chicken pieces one by one, making sure they don't overlap or crowd each other. This ensures that every piece gets an equal chance to bask in the golden glory of the oil. Now, the key to achieving that perfect golden brown crust is controlling the temperature. Too high, and your chicken will burn on the outside while remaining raw on the inside. Too low, and you'll end up with oily, soggy chicken. Aim to keep the oil at a steady medium heat. Let the chicken fry undisturbed for about 10 minutes, then flip the pieces over to ensure they cook evenly. How do you know when the chicken is done? Well, the crust will turn a beautiful golden brown and the chicken will float to the top of the oil. Once the chicken is perfectly fried, use a slotted spoon to remove the pieces from the oil. Let them drain on a wire rack or a plate lined with paper towels. This helps to get rid of any excess oil and keeps the chicken crispy. Remember, patience is key. Don't rush the process. Allow the chicken to take its time to cook thoroughly and absorb all the flavors. The result will be worth the wait. Golden, crispy chicken that's juicy and tender on the inside. And there you have it. A plate full of golden, crispy and juicy fried chicken. The aroma of freshly fried chicken filling the room is unbeatable. It's a testament to the journey we've just embarked on together. A journey that saw us transform simple ingredients into a culinary masterpiece. Let's take a moment to reflect on the process that led us to this delicious moment. In the beginning, we prepared the chicken, ensuring it was clean and cut to our preference. This step is crucial because it sets the foundation for the rest of the cooking process. Next, we moved on to mixing the batter. The batter is the soul of our fried chicken, providing the crispy exterior and sealing in the juices of the chicken. We took our time to ensure the mix was just right, combining the flour, spices, and other ingredients with care. Then came the dipping of the chicken into the batter. This step was all about ensuring an even coating, which would guarantee a uniformly crispy chicken piece. We were meticulous in our approach, making sure no part of the chicken was left uncoated. Finally, we arrived at the heart of our process, frying the chicken. This step required patience and vigilance, as we carefully monitored the heat and cooking time to ensure our chicken wasn't undercooked, or worse, burnt. We were looking for that perfect golden brown, a sign of a well-cooked piece of fried chicken. Each of these steps played a pivotal role in creating the perfect fried chicken. Missing even one could drastically change the outcome, from the texture to the flavor. However, it's important to remember that this process is not set in stone. Feel free to add your own twists and turns, your unique spices or techniques, so go ahead, take a bite and let the flavors dance in your mouth. Remember, cooking is all about experimenting and having fun. Until next time, happy cooking!